So now what about the shank? Well, some people probably have a little misunderstanding of what a shank is. Probably not too many people, but just in case you don't understand what it is. Basically what you're doing here, and I'll show you, is that when you strike the ball, you actually hit it on the hosel of the club rather than the middle of the club face. So a shank is over here. What tends to happen then is that the ball, and honestly I can't perform a shank on a consistent basis, I just don't have it within me. My body just kind of fears it and goes away from it. But generally what happens is when you're striking the ball and you hit it on the shank of the club, the ball goes on a straight shot out to the right. Okay? Now a lot of people confuse this for, they confuse this shot that goes out steady out to the right as also a slice. But in fact, it's a completely different thing that happens during contact. But in order to prevent a shank shot, okay, I really have to tell people that you got to start small. All right, even with a 7-iron, and I sometimes will progress them up to a 5-iron, and just have them take these little swings that are at short targets. Like I got a red flag out here that's only about 50 yards, and I'm not going to take a big full swing. I'm just going to go ahead and work on shooting right at that short target, that little red flag that's only 50 yards out. Here I am with a 7-iron, and I'm going to be making short, small swings to try to get there. What this is going to do is it's going to train me to slow down, basically, well, it's going to shorten up the swing that I have to make, which means I'm going to have a little bit more control over where it's going. I'm not going to be making this big dramatic turn and big dramatic, swing while I'm swinging. I'm just going to be making a short, little compact swing that I can learn a lot about how good am I actually contacting the ball. And if I keep hitting it, I tend to hit a little bit more out on the toe when I miss hit. But if you're hitting more towards the heel, you're going to start to feel that pretty dramatically, okay? Because they're short little shots, and for some reason when we have this short little tiny swing that we're making, we seem to just pay a little bit more attention. I don't know what precisely causes that to happen, but I know that people feel more and are paying more attention when they have a longer club, something that's not meant to really hit the ball 50 yards. But here they are trying to determine just how far do I take it back. I have to see, I hit that one fat. But basically, I have to really focus on contact to make sure that I consistently hit the ball that distance. How far do I take it back? If I don't hit it consistently on the square on the center of the club face, it's not going to go on a consistent basis how far I want it to go. So if you're having problems with shanks, this would be my recommendation. Just grab a 5-iron. I'm hitting a 7-iron here, but just grab a 5-iron or maybe even a 4 or a 3-iron. Okay, really teach yourself that I'm going to just swing short to this target. And until you can develop that consistent in the center of the club face, I wouldn't really move on past that. But once you do consistently get yourself at that range to that target, then go ahead and pick the next intermediate target that's, I don't know, this blue flag is about 100 yards. So I'm going to go ahead and hit a little 7-iron. Okay. It's not quite a full swing, but it's getting closer. It's a little further, and I still have to pay a lot of attention to just how solid of contact I'm making with the ball. Because if I hit it on the toe or a little bit on the heel, it's going to make a it's going to make a dramatic difference in how far the ball goes and where the ball goes as far as my accuracy. Gives you a really good idea of where you're going.